I'm Coach Jason with Arm Pitching Development. We here amplify your pitching mechanics. We help you grow your pitching knowledge. Usually you'll do this by hitting the subscribe button for us. So to get right into our topic at hand, I want to say the first or number one point for you guys to take a hold of out there is to work on your focus and concentration when you're on the mound. I see a lot of guys' tendencies to worry about other things versus just throwing their best purposeful strike at that moment or at any given pitch. If you'll concentrate and you'll focus a little bit more on just bringing the ball down the mound, which is what your job is at that moment, and understanding your level of control with this, the greater purpose will actually come out and hold true. When you get wrapped up and worried about your mechanics or the runner on base or anything else that is going on in the game versus just executing and just focusing on the catcher's glove, just focusing on the pitch at hand and having a lot of confidence in competing with your best pitch, that will help you get more strikeouts because, well, you'll have executed a better pitch versus failing on your pitch or missing your mark. All right, point number 2 I want to give you guys is try to work on your fear of failure. So as a pitcher, we are going to fail a lot. We're going to have a hard time executing pitch after pitch after pitch with purpose and commitment and intent. Instead, we're wrapped up or worried about other things, what people think. Is the coach happy with me or not? Scared to throw this type of pitch in a different sequence or count or something you're not comfortable with. You're afraid that you're going to fail on it versus just going out there and working on being the best version of yourself as a pitcher on the mound. You want to expect some level of failure to happen, but you don't need to let that control your actions on the mound. Quite simply, just get up there, be a competitor, and throw the pitch with conviction. More times than not, you'll find out that the hitter will get themselves out versus you trying to make the most perfect pitch and them trying to swing and miss. You'll want to do the inverse of that. Don't try to get the guy to swing and miss at all. In fact, why don't you try to get him to swing at your best pitch and see how the outcome turns out. If you're a good pitcher and you're working in location and you're hitting your spots over 80% of the time, you're going to win the battle. So let's keep that in mind and lose our fear of failure. Along with that, let's work on our control and command of all our pitches. A lot of times people want to go in and they want to work more pitch experimentation or think that they have a pitch, but they really don't. What they have is the sense or the ability to throw a given pitch without accuracy. That is not pitchability. And so working on your pitchability and command of each individual pitch is going to make you a better pitcher and also increase your strikeouts this year. I would say that if you're 60% or lower on your pitch command, whether that's a fastball, a changeup, a curveball, a slider, whatever it is that you're throwing, if that's 60% or less strike to ball ratio, you're probably just renting that pitch versus owning it. Really work hard on owning each pitch into your repertoire, especially starting with a 4-seam fastball and your 2-seam fastball. Learn to pitch with movement. Learn to pitch with your 2-seam fastball or sinking fastball. The reason behind this is that they allow you more forgiveness when you miss a corner or miss your spot or location. The movement will oftentimes find a way to miss the barrel and allow you to get into a ground ball situation or a pop fly situation. Again, going back to the main focus though, is working really hard on being a commandful pitcher with your pitches, especially with your core pitches. Don't go out there and rent and experiment with a new pitch, not having really thrown that in a bullpen session or practice sessions or catch sessions. Usually it's not going to work out in your favor. You'll end up throwing it into the dirt or into the stands or hitting somebody with the pitch, which is not the outcome that you truly want. 60% or less, let's consider that failure. Now remember, this is going to take time to build up. You're going to have to practice at this. Bullpens are a great time for that. Really working on your focus, really working on your control and command of your pitch is going to help you in the long run. I really want you guys to start working on pitching inside the hitters more. I think this is a little bit of a lost art, especially at the high school level or youth level. I'm not seeing the inside pitch utilized as much. I see a lot of outside setups, especially soft away, which is not uncommon, but really the hard in and hard up and in with your fastballs working, controlling the inside corner of the plate makes the hitter really uncomfortable. Especially if you can start changing the eye line up and down on the inside pitch, is going to make you a more prosperous pitcher in the long run, and also up your pitchability, which in turn will lead to more strikeouts for you and more outs in general, which is the purpose of being a pitcher. This one, let's work on our inside command. Let's work on our movement. Let's work on our two-seam command on the inside corner. So when we run a fastball down the middle and it looks good to the hitter and it fades in on the hands, that's really impactful. And it also opens up the hitter's awareness that you have these pitches available to you and that you're going to be a much tougher guy on the mound. All right, so let's work on not just pitch command this year, but limiting our number of pitches that we're going to throw in an inning. We're going to do this by allowing ourselves to feel comfortable to pitch to contact. And I'm not saying throw meatballs down the middle and let them hit at it. What I'm saying is give yourself more room on the plate this year. Pitch a ball or two off the corners or in on the corners, and see if we can't get our movement to help us lower our pitch counts. So more ground balls, more fly balls, lowering our number of pitches will help you pitch longer, not just in one game, but maybe over the course of the season as well. So become a better pitcher by learning your movements, learning your off-speed pitches a little bit better, and giving yourself a little more plate to work with and trying to be so refined on being on the block all the time. Especially if you're a youth coach or in the youth circle and you're watching this video, listen to this because it'll help you get outs in the game. If you'll pitch more area than refined focus, I'd like you to work that direction, but let's not be so tight, especially at younger ages. Now, certainly if I'm coaching at the collegiate level or the professional level, the demand for perfection is going to be greater. But chances are, if you're younger watching this video, or if you're a younger coach watching this video, allow them to build into working towards a greater sense of completion into strike zone area versus demanding that at a younger age. So more area to room to pitch to. Let's work on movement over being too specific and allowing ground balls and allowing fly balls to get our outs for us and lowering our pitch count. All right, let's take a look at one more. How about being more aggressive to get out number one this year? When you get on the mound, let's challenge the hitter a little more aggressively than we might. Let's give them a little more hittable fastball, especially playing with the two seams or the sinkers. And let's get them to swing at pitches earlier in the account. Not only does that save our arm and pitch counts and our pitch numbers for the game, batters, it also allows the game to go a lot more smoother. When your defense is engaged, when they feel like they're backing you up adequately and keeps them flowing in the game, this is going to make a more enjoyable environment, not just for you, but for them, for your coaches, and also for the fans watching or your parents watching or whoever seems to be watching the game. Let's open that up. Let's be a little more aggressive in the zone, especially early on in counts. And let's see if we can't get the hitters to let them get themselves out this year. So I hope this helps you guys in your pitching IQ just a little bit going into this new year here. So again, thank you for viewing. Appreciate the support. For more pitching tips, drills, exercises, and workouts, don't forget to hit the subscribe button for us. And to continue viewing our list of videos here provided for you. And until I shoot the next video, we'll see you next time.